Michael, I see you've brought your bow along here. I hope you're not planning to shoot an apple off the top of my head or something crazy like that.
No, but if I was, you'd be happier that I am using my compound bow versus a traditional bow. You know, since the 70s, compound bows have become more and more popular. They're easier to draw and they shoot with more accuracy at longer distances than traditional bows. But thanks to movies like The Hunger Games, traditional bows are making a comeback. This is a traditional longbow. Pretty simple. One long piece of wood and a drawstring. This is another type of traditional bow known as a recurve because of the curve of the bow at the top and the bottom. And this is a compound bow. The cams, which look like small wheels at the top and bottom of the bow, store some of the energy so there's less resistance for the archer when drawing the arrow back. Meet Ken Bodden. He loves his recurve bow.
There is a thrill to shooting recurve. It's simplicity in itself.
Ken has been a traditional archer for over 30 years. I asked him to explain some of the differences between traditional and compound bows.
This is your longbow, and it's very simple. You can see there's nothing on it. There's no doodads or gadgets. All bows have two limbs, an upper and lower limb. They have a handle, which is this portion from here to here with a riser built in. It has a shooting window, and this is a nocking point. And this allows you to have a consistent point between here and here so that when you release it's always at the same plane. The recurve is slightly different. The most obvious is that it's three parts. These limbs do come off, and you can change the weight of the limbs so that you can shoot for practice where you're just getting accustomed to shooting, or you can put on your heavier hunting limbs for when you're actually going in the field. The most obvious thing in recurve is because it's recurve.
You've got some accoutrements here. Talk about the purpose that these serve.
It's to make the bow quiet. Because you can shoot at an animal and miss and have them not even record the fact that there's been something go by them.
Traditional arrows are made of cedar, and like any wood, they may not be perfectly straight.
Even traditional guys are going to carbons now.
Oh, okay.
But this carbon is lightweight, extremely strong, very, very true.
Age before beauty, so you go ahead.
Just make sure you use the right pin, eh?
Ooh, you do put that down there. Oh, I don't know. Looks pretty close. Now, what are you pulling?
Ooh, 70.
70 pounds. Well, I'm at 60. Here are a couple more differences with the compound bow. You use what is called a release to release the arrow. With a traditional bow, it's your fingers that do the release. On a compound bow, you have sights, those thin lines in the middle of the black circle for aiming. In traditional, there are no sights. It's more instinctive shooting. Okay, so this is the longbow. Ooh, very fast.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's either there or it's not.
Oh, there it is. Wow, it's amazing how fast Ken flings his arrows with either of the traditional bows. Sometimes too much technology can slow you down.
That'll be interesting because you're off your rest.
Oh. Oh, thank you for noticing that.
Technology at its best.
There you go, right there. Eh? I mean, something that can mess you up. I asked Ken what his range is.
There's days when you can shoot 40 yards with traditional gear. There will be days when you can't, so maybe you shouldn't be shooting at 40 yards. You should be shooting at 30 and 20s and whatever.
A shorter range means Ken has to be more stealth-like in the bush. He welcomes the added challenge, even though sometimes it means watching the animal go by and not shooting.
When I teach bow hunting courses, I have lots of people come up to me and say, I'm not ready to go bow hunting. I can't shoot well enough. And I said, well, that's a good, first of all, it recognizes your limit. But there's nothing wrong with go sitting in your tree and learn when you can draw your bow, when you can't draw your bow, when an animal will see you. And if you can shoot at 10 yards, don't shoot past 10 yards. And if they're at 20, then you can just watch them. You'll learn so much.
Ken is a member of the Alberta Traditional Bowhunters Association. Find out more about this group at albertatraditionalbowhuntersassociation.com. Oh, nice.